Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and this is just another one of those quick little like pickup videos. A couple things that I've gotten recently, and some plans I have for my collection and stuff. So you can just see here. This is I don't know what wave this is from or anything, but the old Marvel Legends Daredevil. Oh, this is the Face Off with the Kingpin, right? The Unmasked, obviously. Matt Murdock. Face sculpt, head sculpt. Can I? Oh, not gonna focus. Cool. Well, anyway, I grabbed this guy for cheap from a guy on Facebook. Came really quickly. It's in great shape, but I'm not really planning on using the figure itself. It does have his little. This was broken off, but I knew that when I bought it. I'm hoping to use the head and the cowl on the Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man Infinite Legends Wave Daredevil. Hopefully it'll fit nicely or at least look right. Paint the cowl so it matches that figure and whatnot. I'm not sure what I'll do with the figure, but yeah, so he's this was Todd's doing. He just decided to play around. Todd picked up this movie X-Men Professor Xavier, who has these super loose legs that I don't know if it's, I guess they do it on purpose so that he sits in his wheelchair like really easily, but like it's just really funny. But he had him set up like as if Daredevil stole his wheelchair, which we bought for hopefully using for an Oracle custom in the future. Because this clear version of the wheelchair doesn't have like the X in the wheels, so it could potentially be it looks like a pretty normal like wheelchair. Um, it has these pegs that go in his back, so maybe they need to be dremelled down. And then it's a little small because it's a movie figure, so it's more like 5 inches instead of 6 inches. But I figure maybe like the Spider Girl figure, maybe like the smaller female. I mean, once she's in the chair, I don't think it would look too out of place with regular DCUC figures. So that's hopefully what we're gonna do with that. And yeah, we picked this up today at our local shop, Bailey's, who unfortunately we found out when we got there they were having a nice sale today. It was 40% off of like figures and toys and hardcover books and stuff, and 25% off statues. And so we checked it out, we were like, cool, great, a sale. But it turns out they're having this sale because they're moving to a smaller store. The owner is like retiring, and his basically like his second in command is going to be taking over. And so that's a little disappointing that they're kind of shrinking, and it's going to be kind of more streamlined and probably less like collectibles and stuff. But yeah, so they're going to be having these sales kind of periodically as they move. They're going to start moving towards like May, and then eventually they're going to have the two stores for a while, and then eventually they're going to close the old location. But I picked up a few things at the sale as well. So I figured I will show you those. Whoop. So, okay, I got a few things. One of the things I picked up this, so these were all 40% off the figures that I got. I picked up this movie, Fantastic Four Invisible Woman, Power Blast Invisible Woman. She was originally $11, but 40% off that is like super cheap. And I was like, you know, I know she's from the movie, but I mean, I'm not 100% sure if they made a non-movie Marvel Legends that was clear like this, which I thought is really cool for Invisible Woman. And so for so cheap, I was like, I'm just gonna grab her. You can't really tell that it's like a movie figure. Um, and I don't know what the heck this is all about, but it looks cool. So, pretty cheap. Figured to grab that. Um, I also got the DC Comics Designer Series Greg Capullo Commissioner Gordon, which was basically the only thing that I had in mind going to the store. Like knowing there was a sale, I was like, there's not really too much that I have that I really want. But they ended up having like a lot of older figures that I guess they brought out of the basement. They packed the store out. There's tons of people there. So, yeah, there was some new old stuff that was out like that I grabbed. So I love this figure. I've seen numerous reviews of it, and we had to get this guy. So yes. So he was, unfortunately they marked these up a lot. So regular price he was like $28, but so that but 40% off is really good. So it was like 18 or something like that, which is a little under regular price. So that's cool. And then lastly from this sale, I picked up the Spider-Man Classics Magic Change Mysterio, who was originally priced at $24.99, And so 40% off, he was like, whatever that is. The three of them together were 41 bucks. So overall, that's pretty decent. This guy can go for up to like 40, 45 on his own on eBay. Loose, I saw like one with like no accessories or cape or anything on eBay for like 20 bucks. So definitely a good price. I think this is like the only like Marvel Legends style Mysterio figure. Um, but it looks like he has like all the normal kind of like double knees and like double elbows and stuff, and has some kind of like changing head. I don't think I've ever seen like reviews of this guy personally, and he has like some kind of weird head that flips around and all sorts of instructions. And so yeah, so I picked this guy up because I figured he is kind of like the only Marvel Legends Mysterio, and it's another Spidey villain for my Spider-Mans to fight. Light up helmet. Okay, yeah. So I will be unpacking this guy and reviewing him eventually. So those were my new pickups for today. I do have some other things floating around and things that I just figured I would talk about. I did get my Thanos wave. Not Thanos. I'm sorry. I'm not buying that wave. I pre-ordered the Spider Woman from that wave, and that's it. That's the only figure I'm getting. I thought about Hellcat, but I don't really feel like I need her. So I'm only getting the Spider Woman from the Thanos wave. I'm sorry. I got my Odin wave, which yes, I ordered from Hasbro Toy Shop, and that came in shortly after I filmed my Spider-Man Legends, and so I'm gonna be filming those reviews and kind of uploading them in across a week like I did with my Spider-Man Legends. But some notes about that. Since I ordered a case, I did get two of the Hawkeye, and I haven't opened the second one yet, and I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. But after like opening everyone up and kind of looking at the figures that I got and like the Build-A-Figure pieces that I had and the figures that I have in my collection already, I was like, you know what? I'm pretty close to having a a Dark Avengers. I don't want to say like pretty close, but fairly close to having a Dark Avengers team. Because I already have, I have the red Hulk Wave Black Suit Spidey, which most people use as their Dark Avengers Spidey. I have, I have Dakin. This Hawkeye is basically the Dark Avengers Hawkeye. You just kind of have to paint up his arm. Um, who else? What is it? I have Iron Patriot. I have Sentry now. So I'm thinking, I'm missing Ares and the Dark Miss Marvel and the Captain Marvel. I don't know. People tend to leave him out anyway. But I so what I think I'm gonna do is use my. I'd like to ideally swap out this arm to a regular, human looking arm and have for my classic Hawkeye, and then keep one that has this arm and paint this arm covered and make him look a little darker, and paint, change the color scheme just slightly so he matches the comics a little better, and make a dark Hawkeye for my Dark Avengers. So since I have the two of this body, and then I'm gonna use my spare Odin bath parts and make an Ares like a lot of people have been doing. You can get the like head and weapons for Ares from a guy on eBay who's casting them. He just raised his prices by $1, but whatever. It's like $16 for the white pieces in white, and it's like 21 for pieces in black and skin color for the head. So I'm thinking about getting those pieces. I have everything I need other than those, and then the legs, which odcdatsme offered to send me, which is awesome. So thank you for that. And then I will be doing an Ares, and then I went to Target recently and they had this 3-pack, which I already bought once for the full price. I cannot believe it. But they had it for a measly, it's not focusing, but that says $12.48. So I picked this up and I'm going to use this Miss Marvel to repaint into the dark Miss Marvel. Hopefully I can handle that and it would look okay. And then I don't know what the heck to do with these guys. I didn't even want the first radioactive man that I have to begin with. So yeah, and then Todd might take this, but I'm not sure. Otherwise, I'll save it for something or sell it or something. But yes, so I got that really cheap, and I think that's pretty much it. As far as like figures and stuff go. Still, oh, I wanted to talk about my Spidey. That's right, I have him over here. So my Infinite Legend Spidey, I did my review on recently. It's one of my more recent uploads, and I mentioned in the description that I was going to try to do the mod on his hips, and I guess I won't do like a totally separate video. I'll just keep it included in this. But let's see if is he focusing? I don't know. But yeah, the mod was Slings a Web did it, and he posted a video on his Facebook, and so I gave it a shot. It was really hard to get these legs off. I don't know how Slings a Web made it look so easy. Maybe because he used a heat gun, which is a really, really hot source. I used boiling water, and I had to dip the hips in like several times and pull really hard in a specific direction to get them off. So when I finally got them off, and I used a Dremel to Dremel out the like inside of the hip. If you see his video, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, he does have quite a bit wider stance than he did. I probably could have Dremeled a bit more. And gotten it a little wider, but that's definitely wider than it was. And kind of twisting his hips around, you can get a little bit better range of motion overall. And you can see you don't really notice it in the hips. When I have them like totally like straight up, you can kind of see they kind of maybe gap a little bit, or they stick out a little more for some reason. But for the most part, they stood up, they held up well. But for some reason, when I guess I must have like nicked them. Oh no. When I pulled his legs off, they kind of cracked on the hip area. So when I was done, I popped them back on, and then I sculpted over the cracks with some epoxy sculpt so that they wouldn't like keep cracking or anything. And I had to try and match the paint, which I'm still trying to do. You'll probably see on the video. It's not really focusing, but you can probably see it's not really super well matched. So I'm still trying to go over that in like another layer of a little bit more accurate blue. It's not the worst ISO or anything. Um, and while I was sculpting over the cracks, I filled in the peg holes on his lower forearm. Because why not? It looks cleaner that way. But again, I had to paint over those in the blue too, which isn't quite matched. Yeah, I painted over the red pegs in his biceps. So, I mean, quite frankly, that looks better than all. Even the mismatched blue looks better than the bright red pegs did. So, um, yeah. So he's still a little bit of a work in progress, but definitely a little more mobility in the hips, and I do need to match the paint a bit better. But otherwise, he is in pretty decent shape. And that's, I think, it for figures. But just a little bit on the comics front. I know I haven't done like a comic show yet, like I've been talking about. I did get through the first volume of Saga so far, and I'm enjoying it so far, so I'm going to keep reading. I have the first 4 volumes still from the library. What is this? I think this is volume 2, so this is my next one that I'm going to be reading. I'm probably going to start reading tonight. I've already renewed the books once, though, so I'm trying to get through them pretty quick. Because I also have another book from the library, which is Scott McCloud's The Sculptor, which is a really thick graphic novel. You can see that hand here. This is Scott McCloud's first graphic novel, and I'm not sure, how many of you are familiar with Scott McCloud, but I actually did have to read one of his books for school. I went to school for graphic design, if you're not familiar with that fact about me. And so his work was kind of relevant to some of my classes, and he basically wrote books about how to write a good graphic novel, but he had never written a graphic novel. So this is his first graphic novel. It's getting rave reviews, and both Todd and I wanted to read it, so we're gonna hopefully read it together. We're gonna try to like do like a little bit before bed reading, and try and get through this because it's very long, and I have already, like I said, already renewed the books from the library once. I think you can renew like 4 times, so I will probably end up doing that for at least this book. I'll hopefully get through Saga before that. I also picked up, I didn't show this in my last video, but the last time I went to a comic shop, I also picked up the first 2 volumes of Thief of Thieves, which is an Image book. These were like super cheap wherever we went. I think it was because they're in there's like some little, the corners are a little banged up and stuff, but I mean, I don't really mind. And since they were super cheap, I figured I'd give them a shot. And haven't read them yet, but because, like I said, I'm trying to get through the library books that I took out. So after I finish like this batch of library books, I'll probably take a break from the library, read through like Thief of Thieves, and finish up the books that I got from the comic bento box that I did a while ago. And then once I get through that and stuff, I will go back to taking books out of the library because I have a whole list of on my like library account of books that I still want to take out. So yeah. And then hopefully I'll do a comic show. It'll probably start with Saga. I'll probably do like this is what my thoughts are on like the first 4 volumes of Saga once I get through them. And then after that, I don't know if I'll do like Rob's doing like his Sunday comic show, or if I'll do maybe I'll do like a monthly show instead of every week, or like I said, I might do it per book. Um, but that makes it a little weird for like the weeklies because I do read some weekly books. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think that's about it. And this video was not quick like I imagined, so I hope it uploads okay because this is filming on my phone. That's why it has problems like focusing when I try to zoom in on things. Like my regular camera that I use for filming my reviews does that a lot better. But this is easier for me to just kind of film and just hit the upload button because it's an Android phone, so it's very Google smart. So it just boom uploads it to YouTube easily. So that's why I film these kinds of videos with this. So yes. So hopefully it has no problem uploading this 16-minute video. But yeah, guys. So coming up on my channel is going to be definitely the Odin wave, and then probably like the stuff that I've picked up recently, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. So thank you for watching. I'm glad I've been able to do some more consistent reviews. Thank you to everyone commenting. I've been trying to reply to some of them. I did them in like a weird order, so I will probably continue to do that. And yeah, so there was one more thing that I picked up recently. It's sitting right behind me. I did pick up the Marvel Select Thanos, and this is another reason why I did not get the Thanos wave of Legends, because I like this guy better, and I didn't really want any of the other figures in the Thanos wave, so I was like, oh, I'll get the cool Marvel Select. It was $24.99, but I got it 20% off at this shop back a couple weeks back, so it was only like $20 or something. And yeah, so okay, that's everything. Boom. I thought I was missing something. Thanos, yes. So, okay, thank you again for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.